last Sunday in the month of October, and it's another supernatural Sunday. Please put your hands together for the Lord Jesus Christ. Thank you very much, brother. Today we'll be talking about a very interesting topic. And by way of introduction, I must say that there are a lot of misconceptions about this topic. I'll give you just one or two of them. Some people say in life, you must fight making money or you die while hustling. How true is this? Some others have come and have said, what money cannot do, more money would do. Some others have said, those who say money cannot buy happiness do not know where to shop. These are some of the misconceptions a lot of Nigerians carry about. It is unsurprising then that a recent report by the World Bank ranks Nigeria as the poverty capital of the world. At the same time, a report by the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation in 2012 states that there is a high gap of financial literacy amongst Nigerians, especially amongst single people, the unemployed, and students. Because of this, today, we'll be inviting an unusual man from Church Unusual, blessed with unusual grace of God, to come talk about this very interesting topic. He's a teacher, he's a pastor, he's a father, of which I am the first. The rest of you can argue amongst yourselves. He's also a husband of one wife. Please, rise and welcome with me Apostle Lawrence Achudume to come discuss today's topic on finances. Thank you very much. Please, you can be seated. Once again, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
It gives us great pleasure to have you at our Supernatural Sunday today to answer a lot of burning questions on finances. It's been said that money and finances, though similar, have some minor differences. While money is legal tender, what we use in exchange for goods and services, assets and liabilities, finances refers to your capability to manage this to your advantage. And so, we want to ask, sir, what is the importance? Why is it significant to learn about finances? Why is it important, sir?
Thank you. First of all, I don't know why you asked daughter to come and interview me. Anyway, we're going to have a good time. Thank you. It's very important that everyone understands finance, because Jesus himself spent a lot of time talking about finances, money. 70% of the parables he spoke about had to do with finances. Most of his teaching has to do with finance. When I talk about finance, he's talking about management of life, a whole. So it's very important that everybody should know about finance, or else you may go down the drain.
Thank you very much, sir. And then the next question, how do we then manage our finances, sir?
First, you must first of all understand finance, understand money. If I may add, you also have to understand what is wealth. And be able to put a difference in these things, and then understand who you are. Where are you from? Where are you going to? These things help you to know how to do with your life as a whole. Now, the Bible says we are of this world, but we are in the world, but not of this world. That means we're people of different kingdom. If that be the case, you must understand the principles and the methods that is operational in that kingdom you belong to. Otherwise, if you use another method that belongs to a kingdom you don't belong to, it's like you not being a fish, you want to live inside the water. Of course, you will drown. So until you understand what kingdom you belong to, what are the things that operate in that kingdom, be able to know now how to manage your finances, be able to fulfill your purpose in that kingdom you belong to. So because there are two kingdoms here, you must know where you belong to and then know how they live there. In the other kingdom of the world, anything goes. In the kingdom we belong to as born-again Christian, not everything goes. There are principles.
Thank you very much, sir. Well, some of us are quite familiar with some of the principles of the world, the financial principles of the world, how to prosper and thrive in the world. And so I would like to ask, is it that the principles of the world, all the principles, financial principles of this world, are at variance with the kingdom principles, or there is some convergence, there is some meeting point for these principles?
There are meeting points. Not all in this other world is against our own style or kingdom principles. There are meeting points. For example, everybody must trade. Everybody must get involved in business. You must have something you offer that will be paid for you to make money or make wealth. So those are the meeting points. But then the methods, the operational modus in your trading and your profit or how you make your profit has now to be governed by the kingdom you belong to. In this other kingdom, they don't have guidelines. It's like the lion in the jungle can eat every other animal. But in the other way, it's not that way. Also, we have guidelines, we have discipline, we have conduct, we have mannerism. Even in our trading, we have how to do it not to affect the king of our kingdom.
Yes, thank you for the solid background you have laid. And now we can conveniently move into the practicals, the specifics. And sir, I want to ask, for our benefit, what are some of these earthly kingdom financial principles that work for others, but will get our fingers burnt if we, belonging to another kingdom, the kingdom of God, try the same principles?
I must say this. The first principle of financial excellence as given in the kingdom is what we call tithe. Fortunately, unfortunately, is the most attacked, even by those that don't belong to this kingdom. And the simple reason is so attacked is that they want to deal with our root, so that when they destroy your root, you can't draw water again to grow and to bear fruits in life. And yet, those of us in this kingdom don't yet understand that, because anything that has to do with giving out, the flesh must contend and fight with it. The first principle given for financial excellence or financial management in the scriptures and for this kingdom is tithing. Genesis 14 from verse 14 down to 22. Abraham went to battle. On his coming back, he met a king. In fact, he met two kings. But when he met Melchizedek, he gave him tithe of all. Tithe. And I've studied so much about tithe by virtue of my calling. Both in the Greek and the Hebrew Bible defines tithe as 1/10 of all your income. So it's like, and another translation puts tithe as removing the debt in your profit. Removing the debt. Because everything in this world, if not well managed, leads to death and destruction. So in giving God tithe, you are saying, God, this is the debt. So he takes the debt that you might have life in it. That's why Romans 11:16 says, if you pay the first fruit, others will now be whole and fit for your consumption. So the first principle of financial management has to do with tithe. That is giving God 1/10 as a partner. John 1:3. What do you have that was not given to you? Everything on earth was made by God, all things. 1 Corinthians 4 verse 7 or verse 9. Say, what has any man received that was not given to him from above? So the one that gave to you, who is in partnership with you, say, look, this is a partnership deal. Give me 1/10. That will keep me in charge to protect all you have. You take 90%. Yet the flesh will tell you 90% is too small. You want to take all the 100%. And by the time you take the 100%, you find that you spent 60% with mechanic, 40% to doctors like you. And then other ones on others of things. Me and my family have enjoyed the benefit in paying tithe. Things people spend money on, we don't.
That's deep. Thank you very much, sir. So, in other words, the primary principle in the kingdom finance, in kingdom economics, is an attitude of reliance, dependence on God that is evidenced by giving to God.
Tithe simply tells you have a master you submit to. It simply means there's a higher authority. What you see around me is not my making, it is God. This is a way of honoring God and making a commitment to God as your master. Simple.
Thank you very much, sir. And now this leads to the next question. I've heard people say that any income they earn, all the income they earn, all they need to do to manage their money, to become prosperous, is to give to God all their money and sit idly, fold their arms while manna drops from heaven. What are your thoughts about this, sir?
Well, I'm over 50 years. I've not seen manna fall from heaven since I was born. And anybody living in such a life, I don't know what to call the person, but you can find a name for such a person. It is not right every month to give all your income to church or to God and then sit down waiting for manna to fall. Even if you do that by divine instruction, I must say this, there are exceptions. There was a woman, and this microphone worked better. There was a woman who was with us in church. One day she came and said the Lord asked her to give all her income every month. I said, if you heard God, go ahead. First month, she gave all her income. She was a senior nurse. Second month, third month, fourth month. She came back and said she discovered that those 4 months, her income increased as she was giving. So she was getting more than what she was giving out every month. That is a divine instruction. But she didn't stop working. She was working and doing business. If you want God to bless you, he said, I will bless the work of your hand, not your sleeping. God never blesses an idle person. You must work to be blessed. He multiplies the work of your hand. If you pay your tithe and sow your seed and you are not working, there is no way by which God will bless you. You must do something. That's why we talk about entrepreneurs. Learn a trade. Do something. Does God do miracle? He does miracle. But you get more miracle working than not working. Does that make sense?
Thank you very much, sir. And quickly, I have a few more items I would love you to address.
I'm ready.
Thank you, sir. Now, there's the concept of assets and liabilities, and even a new one, depreciating assets. I have found these amongst Christians who believe that if they're able to make some money, the first thing to do is buy a big car so they can perhaps compete with Mama Achudume on who has the best car in town. And somehow, a few months down the line, they find it difficult to maintain this car on the road. And they begin to ask questions whether God is faithful or not. What are your thoughts on assets and liabilities, sir?
That is financial ignorance. Not only financial ignorance, also spiritual ignorance. There was a time in this same ministry who were living in a rented house. Some of our pastors already built their houses, had better cars than we had. I was dedicating the cars, dedicating the houses, and we're in a rented house. Now, they that compared themselves with another, the Bible gave them a name. Are you following me? You mustn't live your life on the testimony of another. I have said several times, if you are trekking, trek and let your trekking intimidate car owners. Trek with so confidence that when even somebody, if people who are driving want to park their car and join you to trek. Are you following me? Because, and I said this, if you take loan to buy car, it's not wisdom. Because you are not using the car for commercial purpose. Don't use loan on what is not commercial. If you take a loan to buy a car, that means you will spend all your income to pay the loan, and the car is not bringing profit. There was a woman that once did that one, and she thought I was just talking with, because I don't want them to buy car. I kept shouting, don't use loan to buy car. Wait until you have enough money, take care of your family, buy car at the right time. She went and took loan and bought a car. After 3 months, we were passing. I said, let me check this woman. I saw that the car now has 3 tires and 1 block. Normally, a car should have 4 tires. This one has 3 tires, and then block is the 4th tire. I said, madam, what happened? He said, it's a small problem. And then the bonnet was not closed. What happened to the bonnet? Is a small problem. I said, small problem has kept the car like that. And she now said she bought the car on loan. She can't pay the loan. So when the tire got bad, she can't repair it. No battery, she can't buy the battery because she has to pay the loan. So who is driving who between her and the car? So it is not wise to do that. It is not wise to want to get what somebody has. That is greed. That is not, I don't know how to define, but that is not the best for anybody to do. Wait for your own time. Take your time to plan your life so that you don't put your life under pressure. Avoid pressure so that you don't come and say, blame God. And also, some young students always buy expensive phones too.
Yes, sir.
The latest Samsung S10, is it S10 or 10S?
On iPhone 11.
iPhone 11 is almost about 1,000 pounds. Or 2,000 pounds. Very expensive. More than 1,000 pounds, about 750,000 naira. And you see it on some young people. That is weary. And then you have that kind of phone, and you are coming to ask me for money for school fees. And you now drop the phone on my table. I won't give you a kobo. I won't give you a kobo. I will tell you, go and sell that phone and pay your school fees. Sell it. And if you look at it, you are not maximizing even the phone. So I think you should know your size and work according to your size. Personally, I don't envy anybody. I don't jealous to nobody. I can stop and take a taxi anytime, even till now. I enjoy taking taxi because there are a lot of gossip in taxi. So you enjoy the gossip. All manners of lie. Is once in a while you get to hear all those lies. I entered one time at the place. They were talking about me in the taxi. Never knew I was the one. So that Lawrence Achudume. One man like that, they were talking. They got to my estate. I said, okay, can you just please, I will add money to you. When they want to stop, I will contribute. They were talking about Lawrence Achudume. And I'm the one. When they got to the gate, I said, drop me here. And I came, I said, on your light. Do you know Lawrence Achudume? He said, I know him very well. He's one man like that. When I went to that church, the crowd was too large. I couldn't see him. I just see from far. I say, I'm the one. The man said, I say, I'm the one. The 3 of them came down. Dobale. Return my money back to me. Say I shouldn't pay transport. So it's fun to enter taxi. But if you want to Okada, hold both the machine and the person driving it.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm very happy the way you answered the question. And while you were answering the question, something else came up, the issue of loans. The issue of loans to some extent is controversial with 2 extremes. On the first extreme is, it is not biblical to take loans for no reason whatsoever. And there is another extreme, live and survive by loans. The billionaires in Nigeria are holding bank loans, and that's how they are surviving and thriving. So take loans. Please, what is the biblical perspective from your end, sir, about loans?
The Bible didn't have much, or they didn't say much about taking loan. But there is something common sense should also teach you by wisdom and experience from scriptures. I won't advise anybody to take loan because your cooperative society say you are due when you don't know what to do with it. It's good to take a loan for business, for investment. The rich you are talking about, yes, they are owing banks, but they have assets to offset what they are owing the bank. Because every major loan must have a major asset, such that if they couldn't pay for any reason, they can quickly sell off those assets and recover. So as long as the assets are there, so the assets are in a way the bank property. But anybody who just say because it's cooperative, it's your right, and you take a loan because of Christmas, and take a loan because for just anything like he said, it's when you are paying it back, you begin to feel it. When you are taking it, you enjoy it. It looks good, but when it comes to payment time, you start sweating. Even those that borrow from their friends or neighbors, when you are borrowing it, it's very interesting. But when it comes to payment, you start giving excuses because your income can't match it. So I won't recommend anybody to take a loan except the business you want to use the loan on monthly can have enough profit to offset the loan without you having high blood pressure. And coming to tell pastor you had a dream and they pursue you in dream. It is those you are owing who are pursuing you in dream. It may not be demon. Your thoughts, you are not sleeping well. Your mind is troubled. So you can save yourself that. But if you are doing business, big business, have assets to give to them, many people properties have been sold by banks when they couldn't pay. Most of the rich people are talking, yes, every rich man who is into business lives on loan because business should be done on loan. Many people that went into politics and took loan to do politics and they lost the election, they are committing suicide. Many of them have left Nigeria, moved to Togo or Ghana to go and hide, but they can't pay. So don't use loan to do what will not pay back the interest and the capital. But meaning that I don't think I recommend loan for anything. Not even to run a church will I recommend loan.
Thank you very much, sir. I want to bring the questions closer home so a lot of us can relate. There are a few more questions I would like to ask, but before that, I want to bring this closer home, like I said earlier. I have a couple of friends who, perhaps because of the difficulty they have in managing their finances, have come to erroneously believe that by dipping their hands into some projects, they will multiply their monies and make a lot of money. And I know one or two of them, even many students, who patronize the betting and gambling industry, Bet Niger, Niger Bet, and Naira Money. What are your thoughts? I have seen Christians get involved in this as well. And they even come and talk to me and say, God was good. Their numbers won today. And I'm at a loss not knowing what to say to them. What are your thoughts, sir?
First, your value system is wrong. To really make money and have rest of it, will have a right value system. It is of recent. I've been seeing that Niger Bet or Bet Niger. I don't know what it means. I thought it's a football club. Until last week, I asked my boys in the car, so what is this thing? I see it everywhere. They say it's, is it Kalu Kalu? Something like Kalu Kalu. I say, wow. I know people like quick money. They don't want to labor for. And at the end of the day, they become foolish, not even wise. In America, there has been a statistics, a research report that says 99%, even all of them who have won lottery in hundreds of millions within 4 years go mad. They become broke. Money you didn't know how you got it, you won't know how to maintain it or multiply it. How many people have you seen that play coupon? Are they still playing coupon? You don't even know coupon. Huh? Okay, Bet Nigeria is like that one. You see, find out people that do that. When you win at all, you get so excited. You go drinking, you go clubbing, you go celebrating. Business, good business will not come your mind because you believe you will always be lucky. That thing is a trap. Any true believer that want to make continuous progress, line upon line, precept upon precept, should not get involved in Bet Niger. Because you may win now, you may win 20,000 today, and you will end up spending 100,000 in it, and you will never win again. It's a trap, it's a deception. Walk with your hand. Walk with your any money you get like that, you won't spend it, you won't manage it well. So, doctor, I won't recommend anybody for that. When I was growing up, I watched many people play coupon. Coupon. They are nowhere. They are nowhere. They are all miserable. Lottery. It doesn't, you get it, you go and buy a yacht, you buy a car, you buy this one. You can't invest it where the money is not real. And there are occultic undertones to those things. So I won't recommend it.
Thank you very much, sir. And something similar to it. About 3 years ago, there was a craze of MMM in town. And when it crashed, a lot of people suffered untold consequences. I was privileged to meet one or two people who had psychological breakdown as a result of the monies they lost. And I also got information that a lot of Christians got involved in the project while it was on. And the question is, how will a Christian be able to identify such scams before he gets involved in it?
I hope my answer will not offend anybody. It is the spirit of thievery, oleism, that makes people to get involved in such things. Before the MMM stuff came, there was the banking one that came, where banks were giving you loan to buy shares from them at ridiculous interest. Many pastors got involved. My friends called me. Is that apostle, go to your bank, take loan and buy share from them? Does it make sense to you? You give me loan to buy share from you. Within few months, bam, it crashed. All of them had to be paying the bank. The thing crashed. So anything that doubles your money without your effort, don't get involved. It's a spirit of thievery, ole, thief. Such people that get involved, if they are given opportunity to steal, they will steal. They will steal. So anything that doubles your money without you knowing the process, you being involved in the planning, please don't get involved. Take your time, plan your life, have a vision, plan your future, and go on it. But that MMM stuff, I only read about them in the paper. I read about them in the paper. To me, from day one, it didn't make sense. It didn't click to my spirit. That's why I see people that have the spirit of stealing, quick money without work. From the time it didn't click. It didn't make sense to me. It makes sense. There are interest rates on profit, on loan. You must be careful about it. That's why I must also understand the market system. Before the guy say, a man of God met me the plane. Many men of God are even victim. That's the problem. A man of God met me the plane from London and didn't let me sleep. I was so tired. Telling me I should invest. He said, it's apostle, if you can invest 20 million, you will get 60 million every month. What kind of business will give you such profit? I should invest 20 million, I will get 60. If I invest 40, I will get 80. Just like that. And I told him, that profit, I'm scared. But I can't do that. I said in the first case, I don't believe in such quick money-making method. I want to work with my hand. I want to plan with my head and pray. Anything that will make you great, there must be sacrifice involved. And it wasn't long. I saw the man's name in newspaper, wanted by the police. And I'm an ass of God because of the same money thing. If it's too fast, be careful.
If it is too fast, be careful. Be wary of get-rich-quick schemes. Thank you very much, sir. And now, another question that when I came into town in Abeokuta, it was prominent on the lips of many people. As a matter of fact, I came in from Abuja to Abeokuta, and people asked, why on earth would you leave Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, the city of money, for a dry place like Abeokuta? And I've heard students say, there is nothing in Abeokuta. Abeokuta is dry. You must go to Lagos to be able to make money and even plan your financial life properly. Beyond that, some even say, Nigeria, there is nothing good. Nothing good can come out of Nigeria. Jagba is what they call it. Get out of the country. Go to the US, go to the UK, or even go to Togo. Anywhere, as long as there's not Nigeria. That is the only place to make it. What are your thoughts, sir?
The issue of success or prosperity is not determined by where you are, but who you are. The same thing they've spoken that to, they've told me and my wife several times. What are you doing in Abeokuta? Your whatever ability is to come to Lagos, come to Abuja. You see, if you let where money is determine where you will go, you will keep moving. You should determine where money should come. We came to Abeokuta, it was Volkswagen everywhere. And I began to preach and prophesy every day. People thought I was getting crazy. Even people who were condemning me then are now coming to ask me for help. They never believed Abeokuta can change. But the best cars were Volkswagen, and they were so proud of it. So when we got our first Mercedes-Benz car, they said I'm pushing cocaine. It was news. From Mercedes-Benz car, we moved to BMW. They said, we told you that man is using juju. Who else has those kind of cars in the town? And on until they got tired of talking. The Abuja you are talking about, people made Abuja. People made Lagos. We can make Abeokuta. And it is they that be planted in the court of our God, not in any city. People made London, people made New York. We can make Abeokuta. Anywhere God has planted you. That's why you must go to where God has sent you to, not where your friends are calling you to come. There are many people who are in Lagos. They are beggars. I came in from Lagos this morning, preaching in a church, and they didn't let me sleep till 1 a.m. this morning, asking me questions on prosperity, and they're living in Lagos. Asking a man coming from Abeokuta, what is the secret of prosperity? They are living in Lagos. There are people in Abuja who are beggars. A man came to see me in Abuja, in my hotel in Abuja. He says 51 years old. He has nothing to show except the cloth he's wearing. He has been in Abuja for the last 20 years. And nothing to show. So anybody, you may also move down to Abuja and join the list of the laggards who have nothing to show. But if you stay where God has planted you, for example, Abeokuta is a fertile land where you can quickly make it. Lagos is getting congested. Abuja is getting congested. But Abuja is no more Abuja. Even Niger State and Nasarawa State are being called Abuja. Because they've all expanded. But in Ogun State or Abeokuta, you can still make it. You can still start a business and become number one. But there are yet many businesses to be opened in the land. So, doctor, it is true. People say so because of what they saw. But we see beyond the physical. We are seeing into the future. I was driving in this morning. If I tell you what I was seeing about Abeokuta, it will blow your mind. The picture I'm seeing about Abeokuta, in the next 20 years, those who are going to control the land, and we belong there. In the next 20 years, who are those to be in charge of the economies of Ogun State and Abeokuta? I'm one of them. Are you following me here? So that is what you project. Lagos is more competitive. Abuja is more competitive. There are no resources. Abeokuta has vast expanse of resources, opportunities for people to take over. There are many businesses to be opened in Abeokuta. So I don't agree that you must go to where it's already made, but you can make your own to be like what we are looking at. Okay, and I believe we're going to make Abeokuta. Already Abeokuta has changed. When I gave a prophecy, Mr. Achudume, 1997, that a time is coming, they will destroy Itoku, destroy the building where our church started, and that they will fly over in that place. People call me, say, this one prophecy that will never come to pass, that building can never be destroyed. And they gave me the history of the building. I said, we shall see. And when God said we should leave that place, we quickly moved. When I refused to move, I almost died there. That was when I was in the car going to the office. God has said, I stopped going to the office for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Because God said, pack out. The day I now, after thinking God has forgotten what he said, let me go to the office. I was always playing music in the car, about to park the car to go to the office. A voice can say, my son, you like that to CD? Take the CD quickly, jump out of this car. I jumped out of the car immediately. It wasn't quite a split second. A trailer came from nowhere, crushed the car. And about 7 cars were crushed. About 3 people died. Today, many people there still believe I disappeared. Today, there's a flyover bridge there, both in Shakbon and Itoku. A prophecy of many years ago came to fulfillment after over 18 years. Though it tarries, wait for it, it will come to pass. We won't get it overnight, but if he's God, it will come to pass.
Please, a round of applause for apostles for that. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Again, along the same lines, I have also heard it said that Abeokuta is predominantly a civil servant state. And as a civil servant, there is not much you can get except You dip your hands into the till. So the question, sir, is it really true that as a civil servant, you can never become financially buoyant except you dip your hands into the till? And as a Christian, is it proper, even though a lot of others in the past may have dipped their hands into the public till and gone scot-free, is it proper to do that?
In the first case, if you steal, whatever you steal as a civil servant, you can't spend it openly. Because everybody knows your income. They know your salary. If you are living above your salary, they will call you a thief. And that will dent your integrity and your image. Number two, it is not true that as a civil servant, you can prosper. Let me use the post of director or even a principal, or for any title of a graduate, level 8 upwards. Number one, all you need to do to make wealth is to do good. Be kind to your junior staff. Don't be an oppressor. Don't intimidate them. If you are kind to them, give them what belongs to them, they will never forget you in your time of need. Not only will they not forget you, even when they go home, when they say, okay, take this small thing. You see, what we call prosperity has to do with the quality and the quantity of gifts or helps you receive from different sources, not what you steal. Are you following me here? And as a director in your office or as a principal, there are perks of every office, which should be enough for you. The perks, the package, the welfare packages of the office, if you are contented with what God has given to you, you should be satisfied and trust God for more. Now, a civil servant closes from work 3:30, 4 p.m. When do they close? When do they close? 4 p.m. A civil servant go to work. When do you go to work? 7:30 or 8 o'clock? You go to work 8 o'clock. Am I talking to you? Any civil servant that has a vision about his life, before you go to work by 8 o'clock, there are a lot of things you can do between 6 o'clock and 8 in terms of planning. You close from work by 4 o'clock. By the time you close from by 4 o'clock, between 4 o'clock and 8 p.m., you can do a lot of businesses. Based on what you have planned between 6 o'clock, that's if you wake up early. That way, civil servant does not mean sleep and wake up by 7:30. You went to bed by 8 p.m., you're waking up by 7:30. Something is wrong with you. And that you close work by 4 o'clock does not mean go home and sleep and wake up by 11 o'clock and start watching Yoruba movies and all manners of American film on television. You should be able to judiciously use your time. Plan your time, plan your life. For example, I went to bed about 1 a.m. this morning. We spoke about after 12 this morning. I went to bed about 1 o'clock. And by 3:30, I was up. 5 o'clock, I called my boys to get ready, let us go. And they were still snoring. I had to scream at them. And between Lagos to Abeokuta, if I tell you what I've drafted and planned within the car for 2020. So every minute, every second should count in a man of vision's life. I don't recommend and I don't believe. If you steal, you spoil your name. Don't live above your means. What you know will give you headache tomorrow. Don't get involved in it. Live within your income. Then manage your family and be at peace. That is a case you are so sure. Because some of us, you have tried business, you dash out all the goods. One woman came one time, said she was selling rice and beans. We gave her money to start business. She came and said, look, the demons are eating all the profit. You remember the story? I said, the demons? We kept on praying. We gave her money again to do the business. The demons ate the profit. So one day I asked her, I said, sit down, my dear. How many children do you have? She said 7. And your husband making 8 and you 9. I said, where do they eat? Because she says cook beans and rice. Abi? I said, where do they eat? He said in the morning before the husband go, he come to the shop, eat. Children eat before they go to school. I said, when they close, where do they eat? They eat from there. I said, I've caught the demons eating the profit. I've got the demons. If you are going to do business at all, don't make it a family charity thing. Strictly business. If your father want to eat from there, daddy pay. When I want to give, when I give it. If your children want to eat there, pay. But don't be selling food and everybody, your friends, it's like a man doing taxi and they carry everybody on the road free. Say, Oremi, enter free. And you are buying, do you use urine to put petrol in the motor? You are buying petrol. And you are carrying every passenger free because they are in your neighborhood. you soon wreck the vehicle and commit suicide. So once it is business, let it be strictly business. Don't make it anything that they give people free and everybody free, all that stuff. Make it strictly business. And then, I think I answer your question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This again has brought one more question, and please let me quickly, yes, please, I have to address this. Okay, no, two more questions actually. The first is, I heard it said once, some civil servants were in their late 50s and about to retire. And then they came to a pastor and said, Pastor should pray for them, that some demons in their family have affected them such that there is nothing to show for their almost 30 years, 35 years of service. And the pastor said, I know where the demons are. The demons are in the parties you were attending in the Jebu, the Ashebis and the rest you were doing. So please, I would like you to make a comment on that too, about people who always attend every party and almost buy every Ashwebi, whether it is 82,000 naira or whatever. What are your thoughts, sir?
I tell people that I'm one person who have preached against Ashwebi. I've preached against it several times. I don't believe in it. Wear what you have. At best, get the color of what they needed and get, you have many of the colors in your house already, and follow them to wherever you are going to. And then there's a problem with civil service. We told you apologies. I know you are streaming. It's okay. People have had me preach every time. There's no problem with civil service. The civil service can make you live in a jacket world. It can make your brain not to be developed. The civil service can make you think you are intelligent, but you know nothing. All you know is just one thing, carry 5 from one office to another. It doesn't make you an entrepreneur. It makes your life so narrow. And then in civil service, if you check the blood pressure of every civil servant, it is normal at the end of the month, when they are to pay salary. Every civil servant is happy at the end of the month. So what they call demon affecting the family not to make them progress is the fact that now they're about to retire. It dawned on them they've wasted their years in the civil service without proper planning and investment. Because as long as salary is coming, you may not have the sense to think it will soon stop coming. That's why I normally preach that every civil servant start doing business now before retirement comes. Don't wait for 10 years to start planning. That time is late already. You are already too rigid. You have become like bonga fish. You are no longer flexible. You are used to doing one thing for many years. So start doing something now. It's not a demon. It's the joy, the confidence you have in government that they will pay you at the end of the month. If they don't pay us, we'll go on strike. And when we go on strike, they must pay us. So money gives joy when it comes like that. But you also forget that you have taken many gbese before the money came. So as the money is coming, all the gbese gone, sorrow comes in. So many civil servants are sad from the 3rd day of the month, 29, until when they sign voucher and collect money. So to help your future, start planning what business now. In fact, the day you enter civil service, start planning something else on the side. And stop being confident in end of the month salary. Because inflation is easy. Look at how they are struggling over giving you 30% in whatever they call it. Inflation will eat it. And as a civil servant, your destiny and your life is determined by people you don't know. But in business, your life is in your hand.
Thank you very much, sir. Please, a round of applause for Apostle Lawrence Achudume. We've spent the last 40 to 45 minutes taking questions from my end. So now it's about time we take questions from the audience. Thank you very much. Feyi would assist me to read out the questions from the audience.
Thank you, Doctor. So I have some questions here, and if you have papers for you in case you have not. Praise God. So the first question is it proper for someone who does illegal business like Yahoo or armed robbery to pay tithes?
Are you people not wonderful? See the question. Is it proper to do Yahoo Yahoo business? And what again? Armed robbery and pay tithe. I don't want to say that is blood money. I don't want to call it blood money. But in a nutshell, please don't get involved in Yahoo Yahoo. Because one day, police will Yahoo Yahoo you. Don't get involved in armed robbery. You may get away with it for a season. One day, you may be killed. And once you are killed, hear what I'm saying? Once you are killed or arrested and then shown on television, on newspaper, you disgrace your family, your father, mother, your relations, and if you are going to church, you disgrace your pastor. So I want to beg you, don't get involved in Yahoo Yahoo or armed robbery. The risk is too high. You hurt people, you offend people. And in the process of doing that, you may also kill somebody or hurt somebody, maim somebody. Please don't get involved. It is unscriptural to do Yahoo Yahoo. Do serious business where you can have rest of mind and peace. Many of the Yahoo Yahoo boys are now confessing they got involved in all manners of stuff for courtesan. Some even sleeping with their mother and killing their parents for Yahoo Yahoo. Please don't get involved. You may think it's just a game. Gradually you are getting deeper and deeper until you can't turn back. And then you die inside. And when you die like that, you go to hell. And hell is not what you're going.
But some of these
No, don't do it. If you don't do it, you won't pay tithe from there. So even if you are doing it now, please stop and don't pay tithe on it. I know you want to hear that one. If you are paid tithe before, see me after the service.
That's what I was going to say, because some people say that is the work of their hands and God will bless you.
No, it's not. That is wrong. Yahoo Yahoo is not genuine. It is secretive. It is secretive. It is manipulation. It is deception. And those are unscriptural characters. Yes.
As a civil servant, is it right to take a loan and invest in one's children?
I have said that, but I'm aware that many people do that. It's not that it is wrong, but make sure you plan out properly how to pay the loan without stressing yourself and the children. If you take a loan for children's school fees, plan it well. But mind you, you can't keep taking loan every year, or else you have eaten up your future before it comes. And so that I don't begin to get angry with the children, begin to abuse them and curse them. It is because of you I'm suffering. I'm taking loan for your sake, blah, blah. They didn't send you to do that one. So plan your life well. If you plan your life well, your children are now in secondary school. You know they will go to university. Have a dedicated account for your children's education. I did that. Have an account where you put some money every month for the children's education, so that when they start going to university, you won't struggle to do it. My children are still going to school. They are all doing wonderful. I have a dedicated account and I don't touch it. For the children's education, I don't touch it. So you can plan like that. And if you plan so, because if you plan, like even before I got married, those things have been well written. I want to do my life with ease. Before I got married, and when I got married, my first daughter's name was named before I got married. So I've got those things well worked out. It's planning. It's planning, so I don't come under pressure. If you plan well, you won't need loan to pay school. Because if you take loan this year to pay school fees, it takes you 1 year to pay off the loan. And they will pay school fees again next year. Am I talking to you here? So the cycle continues. It's planning. But if you are doing that one, if that is your gift, well. But if you have not started doing it, plan well to avoid it. Get your tithe off. I mustn't forget to tell you about giving pastors prophet offering. That is me. Give your prophet offering. It helps you. It puts you in the picture for him to remember you, to pray for you. Because you can't pray not for yourself to succeed. Yes, quickly.
As a full-time pastor without any business, how will God bless the work of his hands? A full-time pastor is without salary.
I have no salary since we started VABC. My wife has salary since we started VABC. Do good. But even as a pastor, there are businesses you can do. You have some free time, you can do business. Your wife can do business. There are many things you can do as a pastor. So being a full-time pastor is not a license to be a beggar. From day one of our being in VABC till today, me and my wife have never taken salary from Victory Life Bible Church. We have lived by faith. We have trusted God. That's why when people talk, I laugh at them. You can't use full time to intimidate me. As a pastor, it's not a license to debt or to poverty. Your wife can do business. You can do business. There are many things you can do. I have some of my staff who are doing business, and I encourage them to go ahead and do business with their spare time, not with their office time. Because even as a pastor in VABC, those of us who are full time in VABC, you are paid. If you think it's not enough, of course, no salary is ever enough. No salary. Even if I give you all the income of VABC, it won't be enough. So augment it.
Thank you, sir. Sir, what can you say or advise a civil servant who, when working, has invested and has streams of income, but then he wants to resign and then invest in family business? What can you advise him?
Is working as a civil servant,
Yes.
has streams of income,
Yes.
and then
He wants to resign.
he wants to resign. That's the best time to resign, to focus on your various streams of income. You don't wait until you have spent 38 years to resign or 40 years to resign. Once you have done enough businesses, you have established enough businesses to give you more money than your civil service, in order for you not to become unfaithful and then damage the name of the Lord and the integrity you have built over the years by not going to work, or you go to work by 11, when you should be there by 8 o'clock, and you close by 2, when you should close by 4 o'clock, resign and pursue your businesses.
Is it also advisable to invest in family business?
What do you mean?
A family has a business.
Is it rearing children? Or what?
He has maybe his father already has a business, and then he wants to now help by investing. That is the same, is somehow a sub or a part B of the first
If
question.
your family has a business, your father has a business, except if you are the only child, I will say go ahead. But if you are not the only child, don't go ahead without documented and signed paper that the entire family agrees you should do this. Because if you invest in it, other children will one day become envious and say it's their father's business. Let us divide it. And you have labored. So I wouldn't recommend you get involved in a family business. One of our boys came in from London, said the father gave him, he want to take a land from his father to build a shopping complex. I said, look, boy, don't try it. Let your father give you the land and let it be documented, or buy it from your father. He said, no, it's his father. I said, what number? He said, number 3. After he built all the shops, all the other children came. Fight started. That is their father's property. So don't ever think, you see, as you are growing up, you are growing away from your relations. So it will come to a point, every one of you are fighting for your own children and your wife and your husband. So at that time, is father for all of us for ourselves. So you need wisdom. Don't get involved in family, except it's well documented.
Thank you, sir. The last question. What is the place of wives helping their husbands in family responsibilities?
The place of wife. That's what they are doing. What else should they do, doctor? What else will a wife do?
I have an idea of the question.
All right.
It's a popular saying amongst these young people that my husband's money is our money,
Okay.
and my own money as a wife is my own money.
The doctor. Okay. Now, to every wife, let me tell you this. Yes, your husband's money is our money. But let me tell you, if your husband's money is our money, and you keep your money alone to yourself, not only are you being selfish, Number two, it will soon show in your character that you are not helping your husband. You don't believe in him. You're not supporting him. As a matter of time, the man will start reacting. And before you know it, there's a crack. I don't recommend any woman. If you believe you are married to the man and it's for life, there is no divorce in it. Nothing wrong in giving all your money to your husband. And your husband, I trust, will be wise enough to say, my dear, this is where all the money is. Let's do this. One thing Mr. Achudume did when we got married, which I can't forget in all my life. And that is why I do many things. And we got married. She was working. I wasn't working because I knew I was going to full-time ministry. For some reasons, God didn't allow me to work. You may question that, but I know what I have from God. And she was working. It was so funny. Every month as she gets her salary, I didn't ask her. She gave me all her salary to my hand. I mean all. It is me. If you are clapping, you are clap for her. It is me that will remove the tithe. And then she expects me to give her, but she was working in Lagos, to give her what she's to spend. So me too, I get small sense. So I remove the tithe, put somewhere else. I say, this is the money for use. I left it there. So by the time God began to bless us, because it was a decision not to take salary from the ministry. Our personal decision. If God called us, let him prove it. By providing for us without us manipulating, deceiving, cheating people, or giving myself salary in the church. So it was a decision. And God began to bless us, and then on and on and on till we get to where we are now. So I believe any woman who knows this is my husband for life, nothing you can release to him. If you can give him your body, is your money more important than your body? You know, I'm an apostle.
Sir,
Are you asking your husband?
No, I'm asking you. Scripture says that a good father gives inheritance for his children and children. In a situation where your father does not have the inheritance as well, is it in terms of material things alone? Because I believe that sometimes the inheritance might be that your father leads you in the way of the Lord. He teaches you the way of the Lord, things to do, how to go in the way of the Lord. For me, that is inheritance. But some school of thought has said the inheritance should be material things. Your father building a name for the family that the children would enjoy.
Inheritance, the ones you said about teaching you is also true. Giving you wisdom is true. Giving you direction is true. Leaving you a good name that open doors for you to get employment, for people to trust you and do business with you is an inheritance. But it's also very good to leave material inheritance for the children. We were talking with Bishop Bismarck in Benin 3 days ago. We were preaching together in Benin. And he said, every of his sons, he has 4 sons. He said, when each of them get married, we have planned for that for our children a different way. I mean, for the boys. And he said, every of his sons that get married, once they are planning to get married, they build a mansion, a solid house for them with a blue car, well-furnished house for all their sons and their daughter-in-law. That's an inheritance. Are you getting my point? But others are good. Living a good business for your children is good. That's how most people normally write will. Don't write will if you have no inheritance. You can't write a will say, I leave wisdom for you. Good understanding. Good path to follow. No. So the essence of will is to leave inheritance. So it's not only knowledge and good path, leave good name, is good to live. What have you living on earth for? You live for 70 years, nothing to show. Even if you die, you should be angry with yourself dying at that time. That you have nothing to show. Some of our fathers did that one. They died and nothing to show. And we look for what they left, nothing except shoe and trouser, which you can't wear because it's outdated. To every wise man, so that you see the essence of living it, so that your children will not struggle the way you struggle. They should have a stepping stone to start from. I don't expect my children to suffer the way I've suffered. And I'm not going to leave church for my children.
Another twist is giving. I want to ask about giving. Many a times when we talk about giving, we talk in terms of money. My question is, if I don't have money to give, what else can I give? And I want to give. I really want to give.
There was a day I was preaching, so I said, "Preacher, come and give offering." One man came, he stood in my front. I said, "What for?" He said, "It's the offering." I said, "How do I now put it inside the offering basket?" First of all, there is nobody that doesn't have what to give. Everybody has something to give. And when we say give, you mustn't give like a doctor or like me or like any of us. Give according to your own capacity. And then let your giving be increasing as God blesses you. But not giving at all is dangerous in this kingdom. Sometimes you may not have what to give. Give sweeping. Come and clean church every Saturday. Come and sweep church. Come before everybody. When I was a student, I didn't have much. I did not that I didn't have much. I didn't have. Before people get to the fellowship, I've left myself. I'm running. I don't have money for transport fare. I will clean the fellowship, clean the chapel, get everything set before anybody comes. So don't become proud in your not having. Reduce yourself, become low, do something, get involved in any activity. Let God know this is the best you can do. And then if you are determined to give, they give you money for lunch. Your money for lunch is 1,000 naira. Eat 600 naira or eat 800 naira. Remove 20 naira or 200 naira. Your money is 500 naira. Remove 10 naira from it. I must give offering. That's how to grow in giving. None of us started giving in hundreds of thousands overnight. We started with 1 naira, 2 naira, 20 naira. But not to have to give, I don't think so. Because everybody will have something to give. But in a church like BABC, where some of us come to church with church bus, free, and you still come to church, you don't give. Even without Bible, don't your conscience tell you to do something? Yeah, the bus you enter, they bought fuel into it, they have to maintain it. I started practicing giving as a student. And I mean, I was very, very poor. So you can give. Sometimes you can give anything you can give. Anything. Anything. A daughter, if I didn't answer it to a daughter, answer the question well at home.
You have answered it very well, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much for the presentation of finances. I actually have a contribution to make concerning finances. There's this Nigerian mentality that you must suffer before you make it in life, that you must put your hand down, your back must nearly break before you make it in life. I don't believe in that philosophy. But I also believe that there's a process. Nothing in life comes easy, nothing in life comes cheap. You have to work for it. You may not necessarily have to die, but there's always a process. There's no such thing as easy money. Another thing I live by is, there are two things. Before you buy anything, this thing I'm about to buy, that's something that's very expensive. I'm about to buy. Can I buy it twice and still live comfortably? If yes, do I need this thing? In the next 3 to 4 years, will I still have need for this thing? If not, necessarily. And that philosophy is philosophy of budgeting. You should always have a budget for whatever you're doing. If you want to go out, even I go out sometimes, just to try and I still budget that, okay, I'm going out, but I must not reach this level. And saving. It is always important to save. You have 5,000 naira today. Save 20 naira. Even if it's you are living, save 20 naira. Save. Gradually. It builds up, increase. In the next 10 years, saving 20 naira every week or 500 naira every week, look back at it in 5 years' time, you'll be surprised the amount of money you've managed to save.
That's a good one. Clap for him. That's a good one. He made them among all the good things he said, you want to buy something, can I pay twice? But if you say you want to pay twice, keep to your word. The essence of paying twice, not that you don't have the money, but there's something you can do with the other half until time comes. You have made more profit. So it's part of wisdom in business, negotiating. Very important.
Final question. Is it proper for a man to stop working because the wife occupies a viable position to the extent that it doesn't contribute anything to the house? If this happens, what should the woman do?
Well, one thing about the woman, if a man, no matter how much the woman loves you when you had money, you stop working, the woman will not know when she will start calling you stupid. Women are not given that kind of authority and power to lead a home. The man is the head of the home, should fund the home. So even if your wife is earning more money, that is not a license for you to stop working. Otherwise, the day he will send you to go and buy palm oil in the market, you'll be shocked. Because if you are not bringing in money, then sweep the house, go to market, carry the baby on your back when it's crying. So you become a slave. I don't recommend any man, for whatever be the reason, to stop working and to depend on the wife to become the source of income. No matter what your wife is earning, make a contribution. Be the head, be in charge. Work and bring money to the house.
Thank you very much, Apostle Lawrence Achudume. Now, your final words for this Sunday Supernatural Sunday talk show. What are your final words on finances, sir?
My final word is that don't allow the junks you hear outside to govern or control your finances or your life. Let the Bible, the principles of the kingdom, govern your life. Thank you.
Thank you very much.